A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Monday, January 8th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Assemblywoman Aileen Gunther, a Democrat from Forestburg, is fuming over what she believes is fellow Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul's lack of interest in the Assemblywoman's home county of Sullivan. Gunther went on a tirade accusing the governor of not caring about Sullivan County.
I expect the governor to come to talk to me and tell me, how can you help me? How can you get me beds? How can you give a length of stay to people that are detoxing, that'll work? Not 5 days. Why are you closing some of the beds in my community with the incidents like it is? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm angry.
Gunther, nevertheless, wants to be a friend and work with the governor and her colleagues in Albany to move New York forward. Dutchess County Executive Sue Serino was administered her ceremonial oath of office yesterday, becoming the 9th county executive since the county switched from being governed by a board of supervisors in 1968. Serino listed food insecurity through the county, mental hygiene, and access to affordable daycare as priorities for her administration.
I'm dedicated to ensuring that you always have a representative government because, as I say, you don't know what you don't know. And if you're not listening to the issues that our community has, you can't solve them.
Respiratory diseases, including COVID, RSV, flu, and the common cold, are up so far this winter, and there are certain precautions one can take to minimize the risk of catching any or all of them. Orange County Health Commissioner Dr. Alicia Pointer says people should get vaccinated and weigh the personal option of wearing a mask, according to the doctor.
We're seeing rates of everything going up. We're seeing, COVID rates increase based on hospitalizations, and what we're seeing in our wastewater data, we're seeing flu rates continue to increase, and RSV too continues to go up as it tends to do this time of year.
Dr. Pointer said a mask would not only protect the wearer from catching a virus, but could also minimize the risk of others catching it. The man who opened fire on state troopers on the thruway near exit 15A in the Hillburn-Sloatsburg area and who was fatally wounded by officers who returned fire has been identified as an Albany man. State police say a man wanted in an attempted homicide in Albany earlier in the day on Wednesday was spotted on the thruway in the Hillburn-Sloatsburg area at about 2:50 in the afternoon. Troopers Stephen Mazzali and Ronald Raymond conducted a traffic stop of the Mercedes-Benz driven by 35-year-old Rakeem Tillery of Albany, who immediately fired at the troopers. Both officers returned fire, killing Tillery. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
The Orange County Legislature has once again selected Katie Benelli as chairwoman for the new year. In 2023, the county has made strides in many areas, including its financial stability, she said.
I'm proud to say that together we've adopted another sound and fiscally strong budget, working with County Executive Steve Newhouse and his financial team.
Benelli said lawmakers should have a redistricting proposal sometime shortly. After months and months of delays caused by, among several factors, state regulations and lawsuits, Orange County Cannabis opened its doors to the public on Friday. Owner Howard LeBron, a former truck driver, called it a surreal moment. The once embattled Wallkill Town Police Department is receiving state accreditation for its accomplishments and advancements. Town Supervisor George Serrano says it's a major milestone for the department and its efforts to protect the community.
And being accredited, when you look at the history of the town of Walk Hill, it's a long step, and it's good for our law enforcement. It's good for our residents to see where they live, that they have good public safety, because that's big.
While the official announcement is yet to be made in Albany, Serrano said the 18-month process is to the credit of Chief Robert Hertman and members of the department. The 109 acres of land in the city of Newburgh, known as Crystal Lake, could be developed as a passive city park. A special task force created to consider the issue found that 76% of those responding to a survey support the effort. City council members also back it. Seth McKee, executive director of the Mid-Hudson Land Trust, said his organization also supports it and is willing to help in any way possible.
We see a lot of potential synergy between the creation of a park here and our adjacent Snake Hill property. And the mayor, council members, and various city staff have expressed support for protecting the 109 acres of park as parkland. But we've also heard reasonable concerns about how to pay for the establishment and maintenance costs, given other pressing city funding needs.
City officials have not committed to the project at this time, and they continue to investigate its viability. A Barryville man's been sentenced in Orange County Court to 4 years in prison on his guilty plea to sale of drugs that resulted in the death of a man found dead in Port Jervis in May 2022. An autopsy revealed the man had died from a fatal overdose of fentanyl. District Attorney David Hoovler said 37-year-old Ralph Mann admitted that he sold drugs to the victim.
We were unable to charge any homicide charge in this particular case because we were unable to prove causation, but we were able to prove the sale.
Port Jervis police investigated the case along with the DA's office and medical examiner's office. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.